Hello there. Want to share a test I was making today. Trying to find if I can use the amplifier simulation in the SOUNDCRAFT Ui24R as a backup for in case my amp blows or something like that. Let's hear quick the small part in the session, and then I will explain what is going on there. Let's listen. Okay, this was part of my practice today with my band. The thing is, I normally use a normal amplifier mic, but I have a preamp and some input response loader in my board where I can run direct to the mixer if something goes wrong with the amplifier. Also, if some situation I can use my amplifier for some reasons. Anyways, I wanted to know if because we are using the mixer for small and medium sized gigs anyways, then it was a point to bring this kind of stuff to the gig if I have something here already that I can use. For this test was during the practice session today, and for this test I was running direct to the mixer in two ways. I was going just using the cable in channel 2, and I was also just to try in another song I played through my amplifier, but in the way that I go direct in my amplifier input, and then from my amplifier send I came to the mixer in channel 1. This is in channel 1 and channel 2. This means channel 1 is my coming from my Marshall AFD100, a really good sounding amplifier from the Marshall Zen. This means I'm using only here the preamp of my amplifier, and then I'm using in channel 1 the cabinet simulation, and in channel 2 I'm going just using the cable. The only difference is in channel 2 I'm using the head simulation and the cab simulation, and channel 1 I'm using only the cabinet simulation in the mixer. I will show you now. And also in channel 11 is playing my other guitar player that is using his Laney Tommy Iommi signature. Is really a beast amplifier using his cabinet 4x12 cabinet mic with the Beta 57. Then you will hear all the time the Laney is sounding all the time, and then in one song I play direct to the mixer, and the other song I play through using only my Marshall preamplifier and using the 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 mixer cabinet. Let's see to this. I have this kind of order in this group that is only one I'm using right now. It's the here you can see the drums, only 3 mic in the drum for practice, the bass, the Laney in channel 11, the Marshall preamplifier in the channel 1, and the guitar direct in channel 2. I also have here I have this kind of view too. I have the 3 guitars that we will see today. You can see my guitar is a little bit pan to right. This two guitar, channel 1 and channel 2 will be never playing the same time. And the other guy is playing all the time, and it's a little bit pan to left. These 3 guitars are going to this group, this guitar and keyboard group, just to organize a little bit of things. And I have another group here with drum and bass, guitar and keyboard, and the vocals in another group. Then you know what is going on in the session. Let's see. In the first song, I will play through the Marshall preamplifier. That means it would be channel 1 and channel 11 playing. Then you will hear the Laney in the left and the Marshall. Actually, I will put a little bit more, maybe 80%, and you can feel a little bit of difference. Let's see what is going on in these 3 guitar tracks before. In the Laney, you can see it's no simulation here. This channel don't have anything, just some EQ. It's coming from the Beta 57 direct. Some EQ here, nothing very, just fix a little bit. Actually the gain is off. It's no compression, and the send to the effects that is the same for the 3 channels. You can see here the 3 guitars having the same. Sending some to room and river. Let's go. Then the Marshall channel is hitting the emulation. How you can see is the head simulation is disactivated. This means I'm using only the cab simulation, and this is the best sounding for my taste in the mixer. That means it's coming from the preamp, my amplifier, going direct to this simulation as a standard IR loader would be. Some EQ, some gate that I can take out also. I will not. No compression, the same thing. Another guitar that is going direct is using the head simulation, of course high C, and using the same cabinet. There is some different adjust there. Actually, the gain is not. Don't do anything here because I'm using the gain of the actual. This is not working here. I'm using the gain of my actual amp. If you can understand that. This is the 3 channel that we will be comparing, and I wanted to listen in the mix if it would be a big thing. Let's hear to the first song that I'm using this channel, the Marshall preamplifier, and only using the cab simulation and the Laney played by my friend. Let's listen. Okay, you can hear in the actual Laney channel, you can hit the bleed from the band inside the 57, and as you can hear in my guitar it's not bleed because I'm going, of course, direct to the mixer. Let's hear how this channel sound by itself. I mean, with what was going inside the mixer. Let's hear that. So again, here we have the Laney and the Marshall. I think in the mix sounds pretty okay. Actually, in a way, you don't have the bleed coming from the microphone, of course, and how it feels playing doesn't feel like playing through a real amp, but I think that is more about that you don't hear the amp in the room actually, but in ears, for me sounded, because anyway I use in ears when I'm using my amp, and the sound I'm getting in the ears, to be honest, is no a big different. You feel the difference in the tone, of course, but doesn't feel so much different. Of course, it's something with the tube amp, like the compression and stuff. But we're talking about spare and not bringing a really heavy amplifier to the gig. Actually, I'm not trying to get like use this instead of the amplifier. I'm trying to use this instead of how I used to use before, like a line 6 kind of stuff, direct. It's just like a spare, or if I need to play like just a few sounds and I don't need that kind of a lot of effect or whatever and I need to play direct because I can use the amplifier for some reason. Anyways, I think this feels really okay compared. Let's listen again, one again. Of course, the Laney is really good sounding amplifier. It's killer amplifier. Let's hear it again. Again, it's not like trying to sound better than the real amplifier, but I think it's quite acceptable and usable. The actual feature in the mixer. Myself, I don't see, if I'm using the mixer, I don't see myself like bringing some torpedo, like I have to load some input response there. I will use that way. I make another test running direct, using only the cable to the mixer. Let's hear that song now. And again, this will be now will be in channel 2. We don't use it anymore, this track here. This will be channel 2, my guitar, pan to right, and the Laney real amplifier, pan to left. Let's hear that. Let's listen to to this channel what was coming inside the mixer to direct signal. Let's hear. It's actually in this song a test I made to check how the simulation responds to dynamic. It's a place where we're supposed to play a little bit quieter. I didn't touch the. Normally I go to the guitar volume there, but I didn't want to do it. That now I wanted to just to hear how the head simulation in the mixer responds to dynamics. Let's try to spot that place, and you will hear what I mean. Yes, this sound for me very acceptable. What is going inside the mixer? Of course, the difference that is no amplifier sounding in the room, but this is another thing. We're talking about the like simulation, how good or how usable can be what is in the mixer. I think maybe I need to try another combination, but as far as I try from me, this is this Randall emulation, and also this one saturate tube sounds a little bit kind of the same, and with this cabinet is for me the best. And actually it's funny because I prefer how sound the guitar in this channel going direct to the mixer than using this channel where I'm using the actual tube preamplifier. I don't know what's the deal, but I think it's something to do with the compatibility of the signal. I don't know, but I prefer the direct signal using only the cable than using the preamp of the amplifier. Actually, I want to try this week again because we are practicing every day. I want to try to put in front of this cabinet a few different preamplifiers to see how they go. And I want to make another test this week. I hope we can do it this week. That I was thinking go direct into the mixer, use the actual head, all the head, the distortion and gain and stuff in in the mixer, but without using cabinet, because you can it's activated here. And I want to come from this channel when we're using one auxiliary output to a solid state, to class D small pedal. I have actually a few, but one class D power amplifier into the cabinet of real cabinet and mic, and then from this mic coming back to another channel of the mixer. Again, I want to make this test later, that if my amp blows during the show and I have one channel ready with the only simulation of my amp head, and I will go out from one auxiliary to power amp to the same cabinet I was using, same microphone, and going into the same channel. Then I know if I have a spare, I can go direct to the mixer. But also if I have a problem with the amplifier, using just an extra small, like pedal size class D power amp, I can keep playing with the cabinet in the stage. This means I'm using only the mixer as a preamp, and then going in the same channel. I promise I will make this. I need to make it for myself anyway. This test, and I will try to make a video to share. Then yes, I think for this test where I trying to get if was usable going direct, I think it's accessible. The test. I know I don't need to bring any kind of cabinet emulation. Would be great if in the future they, in some way, they can this can be a IR loader. This would be awesome if they can make this in the future. And yes, I hope you find it usable, this video. If you want me to make any kind of test, because I'm practicing almost every day with the band, and I can do it. I can try different combination, something that you want to try if you want to get the mixer, or if you want to know how to do it, you have the time of the resource to make it. Okay, see you later.